Jones. Welcome to the cafe. And of course, guys, you guys know how we do it during tea time. We're going to introduce yourselves, tell you what we're wearing and what we are drinking on today. And then, of course, we will get into spilling the tea of work, love, balance. All right, Tiffany Jones, you are up next. You know what I'm going to say. Introduce yourself to the people, my friend. Loving the hat, too.
Thank you. This is Nicki Night inspired because otherwise we talk about hats, but I don't really own any. So knowing that this was coming up, I had to be prepared for Nicki. Hey, Myra. Hey, Veronica. I'm Tiffany Jones of Tiff's Happy Place. I love all things literary. And I'm here with my book bestie, Angela, and Miss Nicki Night. And I am wearing my hat in honor of Nicki. And I have my, I don't know if you guys can see, Book Here, Don't Care t-shirt on.
Nice.
I love it.
I love it. Hey, how are you, Veronica? Thank you so much for joining us as well. Of course, guys, you know me. I am Angela Anderson of Angela's Literary Cafe, and I am rocking my brand shirt on today, Angela Anderson's Presents. And of course, in honor of author Nicki Night, you gotta have on a hat, so I'm rocking the pink tam on today. And okay, what am I drinking? Of course, y'all already know it is hot lemon tea in one of my favorite bookish mugs. It says, "Just a girl who loves books and tea." That is me. Hello. All right. I'm super duper excited about that. So I got my tea ready to go. And next up, guys, without further ado, I am so excited to have this individual to introduce herself on today. Author Nicki Night, introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, everybody. I am your girl, Nicki Night. How y'all doing? Your favorite romance author, I hope. I hope. I'm excited. I'm always excited to talk to you, Angela, because your energy, girl, is unmatched. I did say unmatched. It is unmatched because it's unmatched. So it's gotta be, I gotta put the extra spin on it. It is unmatched dead, okay?
Don't let the girls hear from Girls Inc. that you talking like this. They're gonna look at you funny.
They're like, Miss
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. And Nicki Night, what are you drinking today?
Girl, you know I'm a little spicy. I like my tea, but you know, sometimes I need that kick. So
hey,
I have coffee today. I got coffee today, my Green Mountain coffee, which is my thing. My Keurig is my life with some hazelnut, because I gotta be special.
Okay. I love it. I love that. Guys, we are super duper excited. I don't know about you guys, but first of all, before we get into work, love, balance, this is the Blackwells of New York. And I don't know about you guys, but I am like invested in this series. And so she hit us with Intimate Negotiations. That was book one. Then you got One More Second Chance. And guys, it was definitely a second chance. That is one that is to be rivaled and remembered. Okay. And then, of course,
the elevator.
Huh?
I said, I think I'm still stuck on the elevator.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how you know that you got a book hangover. You can say it's scene and people start laughing.
Tiffany, when they was on those four-wheelers and Sister Girl got hurt, the real him came out. It was like, okay.
Hold up, wait.
Guys, if you're wondering what we talked about, go and read One More Second Chance, okay? If you have not read this series or what have you. But Nicki, before we actually get into work-love balance, can you share with the people a little bit about the Blackwells of New York? I know I'm in love with this series as well. And so, of course, I feel like everybody needs to be in love with this series. But can you share with them just a little bit about the Blackwells of New York, the series as a whole, and what inspired this series?
Oh, my goodness. So, I love the Blackwells. So the Blackwells is a family they're pretty big and they're like all over the place. So the Blackwells of New York, which is what this particular series covers, they are a finance family, right? So they are all, they run a wealth management company. So they literally manage the wealthiest people across the metropolitan area, their finances and investments and all of that. The other branches of the Blackwells are in LA and some are in Chicago. So in Chicago, it's all real estate. They own Chicago, okay? And in California, you met one of the first Blackwells in the last Chandler series because Tyler, that's right, Tyler Blackwell is of this Blackwell family. So you got to go back and read. Which one was that one? I forget the names of my own books. But the last Chandler, she married a Blackwell. So don't miss that. So they are in, they have BMG, the Blackwell Media Group. So they're in television production and all of that. So what inspired the Blackwell family is, well, I guess, you know what? My life inspires everything. And some of the things like we're doing with girls and stuff like that, I just take cues from what's going on around the country. And people are talking about building wealth and how, as Black folks, we've kind of been pushed aside with the opportunities to be able to build wealth and financial literacy. And there's been this desire lately in the past several years for Black people to become more financially savvy, to start building Black wealth and things like that. And so I'm always looking at how can I kind of incorporate what's going on in the world into the stories that I'm telling. And so it inspired me to create this family, right? That was this dynasty that had their hands in all of these different areas that are traditionally not really well represented by Black folk. And so that's kind of why I chose like the finance in New York. New York is a finance capital, right? Media in California, development in Chicago and stuff like that. So that kind of inspired the Blackwells, but I also didn't want to make them like this traditional kind of boring financial family or whatever, right? I mean, not that they are, I mean, with the amount of scandal and stuff going down with the Rockefellers and everything.
Nicki, I was just about to say, boring, they are not, okay?
So I wanted to do something like, kind of relevant, something that kind of makes sense, and something that would even like, I'm always trying to learn and leave and motivate. So something that might even spark people's interest about certain things. So if I could, if one person read it and was like, financial literacy, or let me, whatever, then I'm like, okay, I did a little something. But
oh, nice. Okay.
With Ivy, the whole influencer thing, influencing is huge.
It's huge.
But I also know how it can like drag you away from real life and health and everything else. So I wanted to touch and explore that.
And you definitely did that. And that's one of the things I do want to talk about a little bit today. And we can talk about it a little later, is that you even touch on the importance of self-care. And I was so there for it. Like the importance of, yes, you are busy, you moving and shaking, but baby, take some time to take care of yourself, because you only get one of yourself or what have you. And so that I don't want to jump to it too quick because it's kind of towards in the middle of the book, but y'all probably know where I'm going. It was an episode with Jordan and Ivy, and he took care of her. That's all I'm gonna say. But we're gonna talk about that a little bit more. But before we get into that, I definitely want to start at the beginning. And before we do that, with this story, work-life balance. And of course, guys, it's the Blackwell family that we're talking about here, the Blackwells of New York. But with this story, Nicki, work-life balance with Jordan and Ivy, because I love the plot as well. What came first? Can you spill some tea? Did you know that like Jordan and Ivy was going to be next, or the plot twist of what this story is about? Did that come first for you for this?
So I knew that Jordan and Ivy were going to be next. And it was interesting because Ivy is an interesting kind of chick. Like she's not the typical woman who is like, a romantic, she's just not romantic, honestly. Right? So it was like, I mean, she's not like the sweet little, what's the term? It's a term. I'm losing my terms. Not a sucker for romance and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. And so it was like, how am I going to turn this woman around? Because even when she showed up in the other stories, she was like that sister that was like teasing and whatever. Like she had a certain like edge and oomph to her. So it was like, how do we kind of soften these, how do we soften these edges a little bit? And I knew that she wasn't going to be an easy person to kind of convince, or you wasn't just going to come around with some roses and stuff and then she was going to be like, oh, here I am. So it's like, how do you kind of like navigate that whole exterior? Like, this is a businesswoman. She's like revolutionary and she's sought after and she's an influencer and she don't even know all that much about social media. People trolling her. She's like, why are they talking to me like that? Like, what
and Nicki, it's like she's a boss. I mean, guys, Ivy like have it going on. First of all, she's gorgeous. She's drop dead gorgeous. She dresses well. So it's like she hit the influencer world and just like knocked it out the park. Not only she had more than just her Blackwell name, if that makes sense, going for herself. And then as an accountant, she was a boss. I mean, she knew her stuff. And so like when you added all those together, it just I love Ivy.
But
Tiffany,
she also had a tough skin because of her father.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Y'all, if you read the other books, you already know. Yeah, she got to have a little tough skin because of her dad. Tiffany, what was your thoughts on Ivy?
First of all, let me say that her and her relationship with Zoe, I appreciated that. Looking back and bringing it forward. So I appreciated that, and that she has the closest relationship with her as opposed to the rest of the females in the family.
Right.
So that was like her go-to. I loved it. And the fact that she was able to bring her back into the fold after she decided to go out, of the fold, she brought her back in. To assist her. And you need that. And that type of world and family, especially in the financial world, because her brothers, her dad, that wasn't going to happen for her. She needed somebody that she could trust. So I appreciated you adding that into the story, because otherwise the way the rest of the story flowed would have not gone so well. Because
we need our sister girls.
Absolutely. Go ahead,
and Tiffany, I'm glad that you said that too, because Zoe also for her was like that voice of reason, but she was also like, when she needed to shoot it to a straight, be like, look, girl, you tripping, or look, girl, da 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 da, or what have you. So that was another thing. I'm glad that you brought that up about Zoe that I like too. It was like you had that, of course she was a boss, but she had that friend or that close family member that she could like, again, when she needed to like tell her deepest secrets, she knew that it was safe, but she also knew that Zoe would give it to her straight. Like, am I tripping, or, am I looking at this, the way that I should, or am I thinking too much in it, as well. And so that leads me into, guys, first of all, I don't know about nobody else, but Jordan. Oh my, y'all see, I'm blushing, right? I'm blushing talking about, I'm Team Jordan, by the way, okay, y'all? Nicki, that meet cute. And to me, it was 3 meet cutes.
Okay, listen. I got a little frustrated because I first thought he was a square. With how he kept doing the things that he was doing.
That's what made him
the
sexy to me, being a square.
Let me tell you, I was like, please. I just needed to figure out why.
Right.
Why was it the same thing happening over? It was like 51st dates.
Right. Like, what the hell, dude?
Right. And I'm glad that she held her tongue, because being a New Yorker, I know how we can get. And that second one, I would have definitely laid into him because it was hot coffee.
Hot. And she had on
a white blouse.
Okay.
Let me help y'all out a a little bit, okay? So when the story starts, you know, Ivy has this major event that she's going to, is with her cousins, and we're gonna talk about this too, Nikki. In a way, she kind of felt a little out of her element because, you know, she's a numbers girl, you know, she's finance and stuff like that. But when it comes to, you know, being in the forefront and, you know, fashion and all this stuff, even though she's getting into influencing and stuff like that, in that element, she's a little out of her comfort zone. So she's getting dressed and all this stuff, and she looks fabulous, by the way. So she's at the event, okay? And at this time, her and Jordan don't know each other, and Jordan is rushing to get on the other side of the event. And who did he bump into? You know, like, can you imagine, like, you turn around, you doing whatever, and you just get like this bump, you know, whatever.
It wasn't soft because she still felt
it wasn't soft
afterwards. It was hard.
So, yeah, so she like, what the, you know. And then, okay, first of all, I just told y'all that he fine. So even though she was like, what the, you know, her eyes was like, ooh. So it was like all these things happening at the same time. And then he opened his mouth and she was just like, you know, it was like her whole I was so there for it. So then, guys, fast forward. Ivy is leaving the coffee shop. And Jordan is coming in the coffee shop. And Tiffany just told you what happened. In my mind, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This is not happening to my friend. This is not happening to my friend. I loved it. Tiffany or Nikki?
I think at that point he should have just left her money for her shirt, because literally he ruined her afternoon.
Right. Her outfit.
She had to go back and change while she was going to meet with her family. Like, who has time for that? And you know you wanted time to go in LA of all places.
Right. And I think she was leaving LA that day too. So she was
leaving that day.
And how you gonna do this to me 2 times a week? I don't even know you. I don't even know you. What kind of serendipity is this?
Yes.
I was like, what's the most annoying? Let me tell you, this is the writer's mind. You're like, what's the most annoying thing that could possibly happen that'll make somebody be like,
that was it.
That was definitely it.
Then you gonna try to hit on me? Like, what? Really? Get out of here with that.
That was definitely it.
Guys, hey Paulette, how are you doing? Nikki, Paulette is actually joining us all the way from London, my friend. Thank you for hanging out with us on today. We are super duper excited about that. We got LaShawn Hawks is hanging out with us on today.
Hey, Shay.
Oh goodness, guys, we got Shay baby in the house. Happy Sunday, Shay. Shay. Girl, we're talking about work-love balance, my friend, on today by author Nicki Night. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us on today, too. So then, guys, if this not enough, okay, so I'll fast forward a little bit. Jordan's company, they're looking for new talent, new acts for a show or what have you. So, of course, you know, Ivy named the Money Maven comes up, because remember I told y'all she's boss, she's handling her business, all this good stuff. So she comes up, they're talking about some things, and they're like, you know what, I think this will be a good, you know, phone calls are made, all this stuff, and there is a meeting that is set. Now at this time, guys, let me just tell you, Ivy, she don't know that this is Jordan's company when she get the call that this is, you know, that this she could possibly get her own show. Nicki Night, when she walked into that office.
No, it wasn't when she walked in. It was when he walked in with his business partner, because
when he walked in, that's right, because she was there first.
Yeah.
Yes. In her mind, she was like, is this a joke?
She knew the voice.
Y'all have to like this.
She knew the voice.
Yeah, she was like, it ain't no way. Are y'all kidding me? Am I being pranked?
I was waiting for him to spill the water across the table, and I wanted you to write in there for her to say, can we remove all liquids from the room?
That would have been hilarious.
Now, mind you guys, that's why I said it was, to me, it was 3 meet cutes, okay? But for me, each time, even though it was like annoyance on Ivy's part, the chemistry was there. She could not deny, like in her mind, that this man won't just like, really, this okay, you know. And then she kind of scaled it back, and she was like, cute. Okay, you know, right.
Lucky you cute, man. If you wasn't so good looking.
Yes, guys, if you are just joining us, we are hanging out with author Nicki Night, Tiffany Jones of Tiff's Happy Place. We are talking about work-love balance. And let me tell you, we definitely like to include you. So if you have a question or if you have something in the book that you want to talk about as well, definitely put it in the comment section. We'll be sure to include you as well. So Tiffany, I kind of got us, you know, I don't set the stage for the people. Okay. Where do you want to go from here? Because it's so much that I want to talk about this book. So they don't have that little meet cutes. They at the meeting. Where do you want to go?
I want to rewind a little because Jordan, when he found Myra, yes, it is like watching a movie. Definitely like watching a movie. It's penetrated in the brain. You can't remove it. Sorry. But when he found out her name and he started Googling her and looking up why she got the name the Money Maven, right?
Mm-hmm, the Money Maven.
Yeah. And then he was so intrigued by watching her do her talks and helping with the community and giving back. And it was Women's Initiative, which was why she brought Zoe back into the fold. And then he was starting to compare her because of her social media presence with his ex. And he was saying to himself, even before this meet, I hope she's not like her. I'm saying to myself, why are you awfully confident about you gonna bag her?
Like, what are you worried about that for? I thought you just needed some content for your for Netflix or something.
But baby, when he started doing it, I was like, okay, I can see where this is going because he's already got it in his head that he's going to bag her and that's going to be his. And he was just trying to figure out how to make it work.
Exactly.
Right. Like, you know, because, you know, like, if, you know, she will be working for me or with me, you know, how will we make this work?
Or is she involved in social media that she can't remove herself from being present and in the moment, which his ex wasn't.
That's exactly it, Tiffany, because, you know, people, one of the biggest issues with like social media and social media influencers is that like, it's all a big lie. So you see all of this stuff of the people. And then when you meet them in real life, it's like, well, who's the person that been showing up on social media? Right. So, and that's not everybody, but that is a very
majority.
It's common. It's like, you like show up on social media, great, but you know, what type of person are you really? Are you crazy? Are you mean and nasty? Are you wicked? Like what's going on?
Well, I can honestly say Nicki and Angela are the way that they appear. I've met them. I know I'm on the phone constantly with Angela. I met Nicki in person many moons ago when her children were still in grade school, and now one's a college grad and the other one's in college. So yeah. They are who they are as they appear on the screen.
Not take it back to when the kids are in grade school. She don't take it way back.
I'm just being honest. I did not just meet Nicki. I've known Nicki for many moons. So therefore,
New York.
Legit.
New York is big and small, right, Tip?
All in the same.
I love it. But guys, let's unpack a little bit about Jordan, because Jordan was also a boss, like in his own right. But one of the reasons that he bumped into Ivy, rewind a little bit, remember he had got a phone call from his mom that his stepdad needed to talk with him. And that was already like, guys, you got to read the book to understand that whole thing.
Trigger.
So he had that going on. And Nicki, one of the things that I want to unpack about that is that even though him and his brother, and I definitely want to hear you and Tiffany's insight on this too, even though him and his brother, they kind of had their feelings and they was feeling away because of, you know, what went down and how all this transpired. But because of the love that they had for their mother, they still like respected their stepdad. I mean, they may have been like, you know, few words, but they still like respected their stepdad or what have you. But can we talk about that a little bit? Because that scenario or that portion of his life affects like how he move and shake, affects decisions that he makes. all of that stuff for him and his brother. So I just wanted to unpack that too, because it also shaped and molds him to be the way that he was, in a sense. Does that make sense?
They were very ambitious. And
Mm-hmm.
so, you know what? And the thing about it is, I always love to include, because we show up in this world right here, right now, right? You see us, right? But this doesn't make us what you see right now. What makes us is all the stuff that's happened before. And one of the things that I do is, I love, when I'm working with characters, I love to really, really humanize them. I love to know who these people are in and out, what motivates them, and why they are the way they are. So the reason Jordan was such a strong person, he was so ambitious, because of the fact that he had lost his dad. This man came into his life. Things weren't looking good. I don't want to tell too much. And it was like, okay, wait a minute. You know, our whole world was just flipped upside down.
Right. Yeah. Okay? Yeah.
And where things were great.
And they were still grieving.
Exactly. Still grieving.
Yeah.
You know, not great the next. I don't know who you are, dude. I'm not really liking what I'm seeing. My mother's happy. She was great. Like, it's a whole lot going on, you know? So
yeah, Mama Tony.
Exactly. They tolerated him because it was like, at the very least, he's making mom happy. And we grew up with mom hearing her cry in the bathroom. And, you know, things like that. So it's like, all right, dude, I don't have to love you, but I'm watching you.
Right.
But, you know, and it stunted their opportunities. So they were like, you know what? We ain't gonna let nothing else ever stunt our opportunities. Mommy's happy. We're gonna keep an eye on her. Don't disrespect her. Don't hurt her, because we watching. We watching.
Right. We're watching. Exactly. Exactly.
We're gonna have to create our own opportunities. So
and they did that.
Yes, exactly. And guys, if you are just joining us at Angela's Literary Cafe, it is tea time. We're hanging out with author Nicki Night, Tiffany Jones of Tiff's Happy Place, and we're talking about work, love, balance, guys. This book is amazing. Okay, I want to talk about this point. This is we'll fast forward a little bit, guys. Ivy, let me just say this. Ivy has a lot going on. It's almost like she have a bunch of wins, and they're all happening at the same time. Yes. So we just told you that she got her own show. Okay. She has a book that's in the middle, and authors know this. She's in the middle of promoting her book. Okay. And then she also works for her family, the Blackwells or what have you. She has things that she has to do. So even this meeting with Jordan and his company, she had to like finagle some stuff to make it work or what have you.
That backfired.
It's just a lot going on. And oh my goodness, it guys, I felt for, because first of all, I already knew. I was like, Lord, because you know the dad was like, you know, in his mind, he's like, first of all, you're Blackwell. Look, Nicki and Tiffany, he like, you're a Blackwell. You don't need all this other stuff. You know, that's like, you know, that's like, in his mind, it was like, that's like a step down. You know, I mean, no offense to the influence. You got to know Mr. Blackwell, and you will know what we're saying, okay? Right. So he was like, you know, that's beneath you. You don't need that. I just need you to focus on the Blackwell company, you know, blah, blah, blah. All this good stuff. So she already knew if this tight, y'all, she was on a tight schedule. She had to get on the other side of town. Okay.
It was more than a tight schedule. It was an unreasonable schedule because of New York.
Right.
At the beginning, New York, LA, it's unreasonable. Right. Unreasonable. So Nicki, you did that on purpose, and I caught it before it even got to that point. Because I work by the World Trade Center. And yes, there's no way in heck you can get uptown in 15 to 20 minutes during the day.
Okay, no matter what kind of card you're in.
So, Nicki, it sounds like going in. Tiffany was like, it ain't no way. This ain't even gonna work. This ain't even
gonna work. I'm gonna play on that.
It's like, this is not gonna work.
Oh my goodness. So yes, when she got back, guys, you know, everybody is, first of all, you know, her dad is pissed because they don't lost the client.
Because he can't pull it in. Dale only wanted to meet with Ivy. Ivy didn't want anyone else. She didn't want Zoe. She didn't want Mr. Blackwell nor the brothers. No. She wanted Ivy. Ivy was not tangible. And when you have a lot of money like that, you only want who you want.
Exactly.
And unfortunately,
a lot of money
for Ivy, it backfired on her because she was trying to do too much at once.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't
And
want
guys,
to lose
we're
the
talking about
opportunity.
this was like the elite, the wealthy, you know, all this was a lot of money.
It meant a lot
so
for the
that's why
business
I
as
did
well.
understand why Dad was pissed, because it was like, okay, yeah, you know, Ivy. But going back to Ivy and taking on so much, guys, this is one of the things that I enjoy that Nicki, that she tapped into the importance of self-care, and that was a one of these subjects in this story that was kind of like ongoing. And so I really am glad that you did that, Nicki, because it actually put it on paper to say, yes, sometimes you have a lot going on, but sometimes if you don't take time for you, oh, your body will. And
make it happen.
Yes, and that happened to Ivy, guys. She had started this started on tour, and when I say that she had a busy book tour schedule, I mean, it was
Coastal
busy.
life does not work.
And so she goes to LA. Now I can say this, and Tiffany, you can jump in. This was one of my favorite scenes. Like, it was one of my favorite scenes. So y'all know I'm gonna set it up for you guys, and we're gonna talk about it. So, you know, she's first of all, she's back in LA. Jordan finds out she's back in LA, and she invites him to the book signing. My boy Jordan, my man, Jordan shows up to the book. First of all, guys, he already busy, but he made time to go to this book signing. And not only did he show up at the book signing, but he made himself handy. So I was like, okay, Jordan, okay. So then in the middle of, and if you guys have ever been like really busy, your body can tell you when something just ain't right. Like, you know, I mean, that you may need more than water. And so she had kind of had like this feeling, listen to your bodies, everybody, I ain't gonna just say women, men and women, listen to your bodies, okay? So she had this feeling, but she kind of just like, okay, I'm tired, you know, but when I get back to the room, you know, I'll just rest or whatever. So she gets through the book signing. Yeah, she gets through the book signing. They get now this the part I was like, Jordan was attentive to my girl, okay? So they get back, and her girls are, you know, the people that are there with her, I want to say it was the publicist and another person or whatever. Mm-hmm. They was like, well, we're getting ready to do da-da-da-da-da. She was like, I'm kind of tired. I'm just going to go up to my room. So she's there. Jordan is there with her, okay? Some things transpired.
I like how she said. So
let me just say, the Ivy that he didn't want to meet came out. Okay,
New York in the head.
Right in the and guys, guess what happened? So then she tried to be all mean to the bruh, and she faints in the elevator. She faints in the elevator.
Rah this, rah that, and then faints.
And faints.
Who does that?
But when she wake up, she in the hospital, and guess who there? So, guys, and I kind of like skip because Nicki did a phenomenal. I mean, that whole scene, you did that, my friend. You wrote that, and you saw a side of Jordan like step in, like brother stepped in, guys.
That was him making his dream come to fruition.
Yeah, you know, he made sure she got to the hospital. He did all he needed to do. And y'all know how it is to the hospital. And you're not any kin to somebody, but he got all this done and got her in the hospital. And he did it like low key, if that makes it, like, if that's even possible. He did that. So for me, one, you was able to see another side of Jordan, but you was able to see, you know what? He like really care for this girl. Because I mean, first of all, like, if you read the book and you see what was happening like right before, but I remember I told y'all there was chemistry there too, or what have you too. So Nicki or Tiffany, what's your insight on that? Like I said, that's one of my favorite scenes.
It was not, you know, knowing that he respects his mother, it only made sense that he would care for Ivy the same way. And not knowing how to get in touch with anybody, he knew she had people, but he didn't know how to. I mean, he actually could have gotten in touch with the publicist because he did meet them together originally in New York.
Right.
But we're going to let that go by, Nicki. We're going to let that go.
And then again, she a Blackwell, so he probably could have Googled if he wanted to. I get somebody now.
But I guess because it was, he wanted to respect her privacy and let her figure it out on her own. And knowing that she wasn't in grave danger, he didn't feel a need to reach out to those other people. So I appreciated that. And for him to be the first person that she sees when she wakes up.
But
embarrassing and funny all at the same time.
I know. Listen, I had a moment.
You know what got me?
Really?
When the doctor came in and, you know, he kind of like stepped out and she realized, like, you know, like again, like she didn't want to, you know, tell her parents, she didn't want anybody to know about this, but she realized, she was like, man, I'm here. In her mind, she was like, man, I'm here by myself. I really am taking on too much. I'm doing too much. And okay, and Nicki, really, you had to hit us with the tear. You had to go there. You had to hit. I felt the mommy in me came out. I said, Nicki, don't hit me with the tear. So, you know, in my mind, I'm like, oh Lord. She pulling at my heartstrings now. This poor baby. She in New York. I mean, she's in LA. And then even remember when she told him, she was like, you know, don't tell anybody. And when she asked the brother, could he stay? Hot dog. I was like, oh Lord. I'm such a romantic guy. So yeah, I was just like, woo. Okay, I'm really excited about that. I mean, nobody else probably. So she hit me with the tear. Then she asked her brother to stay, you know, all that good stuff. Yeah. Tiffany.
Which means she had to humble herself because she was cussing his ass out before that.
Okay, but guys, what you're missing is that they did have a connection pre her fainting.
Right.
So yeah, you got to read the book in order to understand how we're flowing along.
Guys, because I know a
lot of stuff, but they did have a little something
right
before this happened.
They did. They sure did. Yes, they did.
Yes.
So at that point, that's why I feel that she allowed him to stay to see what he was all about and feel him out more. Because at this point, I can't do nothing. I can't go nowhere. The doctor done told me to sit still, be quiet. So who better to do it with?
Yeah. So that was, you know, and of course, you know, by the time with these 3 meet cutes, I was already Team Jordan. But if I won't, by the time this hit, I was Team Jordan all the way. I was like, yes, Jordan, I'm rooting for you. I am rooting for you. Guys, if you are just joining us, we're talking about work-life balance. Guys, it is a good one. It is the Blackwells of New York. This is Ivy's story, Ivy and Jordan. You guys know how we do it here. If you have a question or a comment for Nicki, put it in the comment section. We'll be sure to include you. Nicki, I did see a comment or a question. I think
about the title.
Find it. Yes, they wanted to know about the title. Thank you, Tiffany.
Okay, do you like the title? Did they like this? Veronica?
I do.
Okay, cool. So it was difficult for me I sent a ton of suggestions. So usually it's like a back and forth between me and the editors and stuff. So I was coming up with all of this stuff. And then they came back with work-life balance. And I was like, that basically sums it up.
Perfect.
That's it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It was such a struggle for her to have that work-life balance. And it was like the cutest to me. It was like the cutest play on words. So
yeah, it worked.
Yes.
The story to
it definitely was. Yeah, I agree, Tiffany. I agree that work-life balance, because again, they both of them, because he had a busy schedule too. And guys, we just told you he lives in LA and she lives in New York. So first of all, that's already, you know,
his mom lives in New York.
Yeah.
Wait. So they both have a bi-coastal connection.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
And
we'll find out, you know, what
pressure. His company was under pressure because it's like this. I mean, it's really happening right now where you've got Tubi and Hulu and Netflix and all this, and like this rush for content. Who's got the best new story? Who's got the best new show that people are gonna binge watch? And it's like, okay, we need a star. We need somebody who people are already watching to bring them in, give them a show, and just like take off on this. And we need good timing. So her trifecta that she had going on was like the perfect storm of let's get her. He's protecting his investment in that hospital, y'all. Don't
absolutely. Absolutely.
Exactly.
He was like, let me show her that we here for her.
I don't mean to take the romance out of it, but yeah, he was feeling her, but he was protecting his investment. Shoot.
He was in, yes, he was protecting his investments as
Veronica
well.
had another question. She said, if you
Oh.
could be a character in one of your favorite books, who would you be?
Ooh, that's hard. Is that for all of us?
No, that's for you, boo.
Oh,
Veronica, that's for everybody. Is that for Nicki?
That's for Nicki. Right, Veronica? That's for Nicki.
Okay, so Veronica, one of my books or one of my favorite books, period? Like somebody else's book?
It says your favorite books.
So
It
that
doesn't
was
say specifically your own.
all right. Give me a second.
But if you want to make it your own, you can.
Okay, so that might be easier because I have a lot of books that I love, a lot of characters. Okay, so if it was one of my books, I would probably say I don't want Ivy's Life. Ivy's Life is a little complicated.
And so was Zoe, wasn't it?
Yeah, Zoe went through some stuff.
They both were there. They had
that's why they bond so well.
Exactly. They went through some stuff. Let me see. I would say, even though her life, okay, I'm gonna take it to Renee, all right?
Okay.
Society Wives.
I knew you were gonna say it. I knew
What
it.
You know?
I knew it. I'm thinking in my head. I was like,
it would probably be one of the characters from Society Wives.
Which is fair.
Book was so interesting. So, which one? Dang it. I would just say the Society Wives. Well, yeah, I'm gonna just say that one of them women, because I mean they had such interest in not Anderson's wife, not what's the name with the crazy grandma, the crazy mama. No, not her. You was thinking the same thing, Sharon. Okay, yeah. It's probably one of the ladies.
See, me and Sharon on the same page.
Yeah, though that book was.
I mean, because that book came out a long time ago.
Yeah,
that was your baby.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see it.
Definitely one of those women. That was an interesting journey for so many of them. But I, you know what I love the most about Society Wives? And
I love it.
Called the magic of writing, because it's like you make a storyline and like I swear to God, the Holy Spirit got to come in and fill in the blanks because you like I'm gonna make this happen. But the friendship that those women formed, which I feel like I didn't even expect when I was writing the book, like the friendship that those was truly a testament to me. It's like I saw them coming together in a way that I was like, this is so rich. Like this is the girlfriend tribe that you thought you would never have or never need. And it just really made me just appreciate even more the value of like having your girl tribe around you.
Yes.
Even the ones that you don't expect to be part of your girl tribe. I have a friend that I look at now and love this woman to death. And I'm like, how'd you get in my gate? I don't even know how you got in the gate, but I love you and you cannot ever leave.
Yeah, I feel that way about two women that I met here on social media, and I'm just leave it at that.
Yes. So yeah.
Yeah, that's why she's laughing.
Veronica, thank you so much. You asked such great questions as well. Now, Tiffany and Nicki, I want to talk about this a little bit. Nicki, if you have a snippet that you want to read, just let me know, and we can, you can feel free to read whenever you want to. But I want to talk about, guys, he finally finds out from his mom. He goes to New, and he finally finds out what it is that his stepdad or the mom, because first off, the stepdad is old school, so y'all already know, old school, that pride. If they can help it, they not gonna ask, especially if it's their kids or not. That's just that old school. Okay. So the mom comes to him and she's like, okay, this is what I'm proposing. Okay. I love mom. She's like, this is what I'm proposing. She was like, this is what's going on. And guys, his stepdad, he was one of those old school. He was taking care of the family. He had a business, all this, but some stuff happened or what happened, and they just need a little help. So the mom was like, this is what I'm proposing. The business is in, this is what's going on the back end business. This is kind of what we need. If we do this and this and this, you guys will take a little portion ownership of the business, blah, blah, blah. But one thing that I enjoyed or I loved about Jordan and his brother, they was like, if you can get him to agree, we need to make sure that he's okay with it. You know what I'm saying? They was like, we need to make sure that he's good. Right. Like, we're not just going, because first of all, Mom, we got your back, so we know if you're asking, this is something that you guys really, really need, and that, it wasn't like an easy ask, if that makes sense. So they was like, we understand that, but however, I love the fact they respected their elders enough to say, you know what, let's do this the right way. Like, because we can do it, but let's make sure that he is on board, that he want to next moment, because he had to get his pride in check. That was a whole, but I understand, because like I said, y'all, old school, think of like your granddads, and yeah. But let's talk about that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, Nicki, what was your insight when you was writing that, or your feelings towards that?
So again, I just always think it's kind of really important to kind of reinforce pieces like of character and stuff like that. So I want my books, just like I think it was Veronica that said, we talked about the book like it was a movie on Netflix. I want,
that was Myra, yeah.
Yes. So it's like, I want people to know, like, these are people and we go through stuff, right? And so
yeah,
I feel like some of the stuff, and I try to choose things that's really like people can relate to. Like, this is common. Like, people have this, but people have problems with steps all the time. And that's it, Sharon. They respected this. They didn't like
Sharon.
Him.
Yes.
They didn't like this man, but they respected this man. And they respected him for what he brought to the table for their mom.
Right. If she was happy, that's all that mattered.
That was it. Right. And then on top of that, they also realized the impact that it was going to have on their mother's life. If her husband's business went down, what happens to their mom? You know what I mean? And then at the same time, it's that man energy, right? So like men, and I see this every day in like corporate world, whatever. Men don't have to love each other. They don't have to like each other, but they're going to handle business regardless. And sometimes they do a little better with that than women do. And so it's like, plus they got that whole ego playing in. So it's like, all right, they know better how to manage each other's ego because that's who they are. So it was like, all right, we in this for my mom. We want to make sure everything happened. However, we're going to have to come to terms man to man to see how this thing is going to play out.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that they didn't like him, but they respected him, which it's possible. People act like if you don't like somebody, you don't have to respect them. I don't have to agree with everything you do and say, but if you respect me, I can respect you. And so that's what that was about. But the bottom line is they were going to take care of mom no matter what. That was all they had. Once they lost their father, that was it. So mom comes first. And I love a man who loves his mama.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And they even when the stepdad, when he made that phone call, I like you said, that respect that was there too, because Jordan, he even knew that, you know what, he was like, I'm sure that wasn't an easy phone call for him to make, to be like, you know what, okay. And I like the fact that, when he made the phone call, he was like, okay, he was like, we're gonna do it, but I do have some kind of changes that I want to input in this contract, because I want to make sure, I know that, when doing the contract, you guys are making sure that, mom is straight and you guys are straight, but I need to make sure that I'm straight too. It's business. It's nothing personal. This is business, or what have you. So I love the fact that was at, like, even though you had the love story of Ivy and Jordan going on, but those little side stories were perfect for me, that they were added into one about, the self-care portion, the portion with the relationship with him, his mom, and the stepdad. And Jordan has a brother too, guys. So sometimes if you hear me say him and his brother, that's what I'm talking about too. So I love that about the book. And like someone said too, the title was perfect, work-love balance, or what have you, because even though they had some work-love balance going on, it was even with like the balance of like relationships with other people, like the balance of having, the friendships that they had to cultivate in addition to them working and stuff like that. And then the fact when I remember when he came to Georgia. Why am I saying Georgia? When he came to New York.
Yes.
And he came to see his mom. But let me just tell you this: him and Jordan made time to see each other.
They did. Yeah, they sure did.
I love when they went. You had me okay because I'm a New Yorker and Nikki knows this. When you're talking about them going out to Long Beach, right? It was Long Beach. To have dinner. I was like, yeah, what restaurant was that she was thinking about? Because I'm hungry and I want some seafood.
Oh, God. The Allegra Hotel.
Okay, all right.
Because you know they got an amazing brunch.
See, I knew Nikki would understand me because I'm sitting there. I'm like, well, I didn't hear no address or anything.
And I'm a brunch boy, man. I love a good brunch, boy.
I love it. So Tiffany, where do you want to go from here? We got a few minutes.
I'm gonna let Nikki end this off because this is her baby. Because all the relationships, like you said, along the way have each had their ups and downs and twists and turns.
Yeah.
There's so much to unpack. So I want Nikki to end it off because if I end it off with y'all, I'm gonna take y'all over a cliff. So.
And Tiffany, it's like because guys, you know we're gonna give you a little bit of tea, so we are giving you a little bit of tea.
I don't want to spoil anything either. So
those who have not read the book, we left some things for you to unpack, and you will see that this book. I love the way that it was written. Like I said, Nikki, when you started. You hit us a lot with with her getting ready, but can we talk about let's unpack Jordan a little bit. We'll unpack Jordan in a minute. Let's unpack Ivy a little bit because guys, as I told you, she's a boss, she got a lot going on, all of this stuff. But can you share, or to the people who may not have read it, a little bit about her and why she's the way that she is, and that she also feel like she got something to prove? Because again, even though she's a Blackwell, she didn't want to just rest on the Blackwell name. She was like, you know what? I like being her. I love in my own show. Yes, and guys, she was very compassionate. I mean, she did a lot of their foundation. She worked for their foundation, things of that nature. So not only did she help with getting clients, but she also she gave back. I mean, their family gave back. That was very important to them too. But at the same time, she kind of felt like she was between a rock and a hard place of, her first love, or what have you, and then being able to pursue her dreams of something that was working, even though it was new and it was exciting. And not only that, guys, her book was like instant seller. So she has a lot going on that it kind of left her sometimes either second guessing herself, like, okay, should I pursue this? Or cousin, I love that, he called her out, or either his cousin's wife, they was like, you're gonna have to make a decision. They was like, because all of these things that you're doing, they are high functioning things, and that either you're going to have to really focus on one, scale back on the other one a little bit, even though you may still be involved. But Ivy was torn. And then not only you guys have read the other books, her dad. I mean, she didn't want to disappoint her dad, but her dad wasn't an easy person to tell no. If you read the other books, you already know. He's gung-ho about, it's going to be my way, the highway, or what happened. So can we unpack that and all those feelings that she had going on? And I know that was a lot.
Yeah.
Yes,
do you have any insight before Nikki answer?
No, because I was going to talk about the social media issue because it reminded me of being a book influencer. When I first started earlier on, there were lots of talks about other people having issues, and I'm like, for what? For why? Why for come? Like one of those, like, why are we having issues? Why can't we all be individuals with our own content? Like, what's the problem?
What is the problem? Exactly.
And it's like everybody, there are certain people that want to be the queen of the show. And that was not Ivy.
Right.
Ivy was like down to earth. This was just her. And her natural self is what appealed to everybody and brought them into her. It wasn't anything that she was trying to do. This was just her being herself. She's a natural giver, a natural. I don't want to say showman, but she just has that aura about her that people are drawn to.
Right.
And people were jealous.
She wasn't trying. She wasn't trying hard to make it happen.
Mm-hmm. And people were jealous of it. Yeah. And so when they went at that event,
what? That's what I was about to say. What was old girl name? I was like, really? You coming for Ivy? Really, girl? Go take several seats, okay?
Right. But the thing about it, when you're a social media
and
people come for you for no reason, like for no reason at all.
Yeah. And no reason at all, like just out the blue.
You ladies are on social media all the time. I know you had to experience that. I know the first time I experienced it, I was like, well, first of all, I don't know you. Second of all, what the hell happened to you?
Knock on wood, not yet.
Right? Like, where'd you even come from?
Right. What rock were you hiding under?
Or why are you here? And if you don't like me, get off my page.
Right. Block, delete.
And Ivy was such a professional about it. You know, even though it was hard, it was like, really, this girl she coming for me right now?
Like, she didn't try. She put her in a place, but she did it with such
class.
Class, right.
But you know, remember,
this Jordan heard it.
This was not Ivy's world. Ivy's world is finance. It's very conservative. It's, you know, it's all blue suits and, you know, pump heels and, you know, all of this world where everything is all like raw and just, you know, that wasn't her world. So she was just like, what is going on right now?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's and to just go back to what you were saying, Angela, with Ivy herself. The thing about it is, I feel like people, when you are on social media, when you're in the spotlight, people put all these personas on you, and it's not necessarily who you really are. And then you got the trolls coming in and adding crap or whatever, and then people think they know who you are, but they really don't, and they fail to see the fact that you are still a human. You are a human behind that profile. You are a human behind that social media handle. And I'm always looking to show the human side of it and the vulnerable side of it, because that's who we are at the end of the day. I feel that's one of the things I was like, I never want to be like Whitney Houston, Diana Ross, Beyonce. I don't want to be that famous. I don't want to be that famous. That's a huge mantle to carry. And even when you only got a little bit of recognition, you still kind of get bombarded with it. But at the end of the day, everybody's human. So she was human. She happened to grow up in a family that was wealthy. You got these huge demands to keep up with a certain appearance or keep up with the family image or whatever. So, and Bill is like, we're the Blackwells, and this is how the Blackwells was going to do no matter what. And so even, you know, they didn't have the opportunity to choose their path. So they literally had to fight for their path. Because
Shay, yes, you are wrong when you respond to the BS, because Shay does not bite her tongue. Shay is a sharpshooter. So yes, you are wrong when you respond, Shay.
Right. But I love you as my sister. Energy. Don't give them none of your energy. They don't deserve it. They don't know you. And half the times, I think they just come through, drop some Krizap, and keep it moving. So I don't even know if they'll read it if you respond to it. It's like, why are you even here? So, you know, bye, deuces, delete, block, all that good stuff. Delete and block is for. But yeah, girl, don't make them change your vibe. Don't let them mess up your energy. But
Ivy had a lot to prove to her.
Yeah, and I'm going back to Jennifer. Something Jennifer said, and Jennifer, let me just tell you, girl, you keep on posting. You got people out here who are rooting for you. I am super duper proud of you. I know 10 others are proud of you. So if you want to continue to share your weight loss, you keep on, girl, because you are doing it. Keep pushing, keep moving forward. Okay, love you, y'all. That's my book nerdican friend. Y'all don't be coming.
I love me some Jennifer
for her. That's one of my book best. So
and she's so honest and pure about it. It's not even anything of a brag.
Yes,
this is my life. This is how I'm living.
It's a journey.
So I don't get
somebody else to come and comment on her journey. They're not experiencing what she's experienced. Girl, don't get me started on
right.
Yes. Exactly.
And as Mama Tony said,
and sometimes it's not even our own people.
Movement. I love it.
Yep. Absolutely. So yeah, I just wanted to show this.
Yes. So and Nikki, I'm glad I'm glad that we unpacked Jordan a little bit and what she was facing, because like we said, this wasn't her world that she was used to. Like I said, she was finance and all of that. But I like how Jordan had her back, and how it took a moment, guys, because she had this little exterior up, but it was like he allowed her to be vulnerable, and he allowed her to first of all, like I said, she allowed him to stay with her at the hospital, and we ain't even gonna talk about, you gotta read the book, when she got out of the hospital. But anyway, let's just say Dr. Jordan, we're gonna leave it at that. Dr. Jordan took care, and we're gonna leave it at that. Okay, so
and he enjoyed every minute of it.
He allowed. What'd you say?
I said he enjoyed every minute of it.
Yes, he did.
Dr. Jordan. Okay, so moving right along. I'm so blushing, but anyway. But after that, the sister was, there was some trust there, and he allowed her to be like Ivy, if that makes sense, versus this is not me for the cameras or what have you. I really love that about him. And like I said, I was so team Jordan and Ivy, because in my mind, I'm like, girl, get it. I was with Zoe. Give that man a chance.
He's not bad looking.
No.
Well,
no.
Yeah.
But he said for a minute, he was like, this stuck up, rich, entitled.
Right. I don't even know if this what I ain't even trying to deal with all that. I already had an influencer that, it was all about her and all this stuff. No, because both of them guys, when you read the story, both Jordan and Ivy, outside, they like chill and relax and do things together, and all of that stuff, when the cameras weren't rolling and stuff like that. But Tiffany, I'll allow you, and then I'll allow Nia, will tell people how they can stay connected with us. What will be your last comment or your last wrap up of work-life balance? It can be, you summarizing the book as a whole, what you enjoyed about it, any of that good stuff.
Go one click. That's
how I sum it up. Okay.
Go one click.
Just go one click. Hold on.
Go one click.
Everybody,
let me tell you, you're missing out.
Okay.
Because now you feel left out, and now you have to catch up. And then when you catch up, let us know that you caught up, because you're gonna want to talk about it. I'm just saying, you just gonna want to talk about it.
Tiffany, and if you need a better understanding before you get the Ivy story, go on and get Intimate Negotiations and One More Second Chance, okay? And you will be definitely ready. It can be read as a standalone, but I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna want to go get the other two, because you will really understand the dynamics of the family, and the Blackwells, and why the dad is the way that he is, and the relationship.
And then you understand why Zoe and Ivy mesh so well.
Yep.
Yes, you understand that as well. Nicki, what is your takeaway of what you want to sum up, or your last words, or what you want to say about work-love balance?
Shay is silly.
What's Shay say?
I love you, Shay. She says she feels left out. She just got all three. I love you, sis. I love you. Call me when you finish reading so we can talk about it.
Shay, I'm gonna know. Look, Shay, I'm gonna know after reading negotiations, because more than likely you gonna text me or call me, because there is conversations to be had, my friend. Okay, let me tell you, Shay, you may want to throw a book, okay, when you read Intimate Negotiations. And then Shay, One More Second Chance. Oh my God, Shay, I'm glad you got all of them, Shay. I'm glad you got all of them.
Let's just schedule a call to talk about that.
Let me tell you guys.
And Mama Tony, Mama Tony said this one was the hottest one she ever read, right? Is that true?
First,
like there was heat from all through this book.
From the beginning to the end.
Guys,
absolutely.
Nicki, I'm with Mama Tony. One More Second Chance is the hot tamale train.
Wait, was that the one with the blackout?
Child, let me tell you.
Oh my goodness.
Intimate Negotiations. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a good one with the blackout and the storm and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. That was sexy.
That was Intimate Negotiations. Now that one was guys, let me tell you, Intimate Negotiations, it was, that
was sexy.
Yeah,
That
that's all I'm
blackout
gonna say.
scene, right?
Go
That
get your
blackout.
Blackwells. You would definitely follow.
It was
So
playfully
if we
sexy.
was to leave you with the, so you won't feel left out. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the names again. Okay, and Nikki has showed you the cover. So book 1 is Intimate Negotiations, and number 2 is More Second Chance. First of all, these
Jennifer
doggone
agrees with me.
covers, guys, all of them was like
The
fire.
covers
Okay,
are awesome.
and then now we got Work, Love, Balance. The Blackwells, amazing, guys. You will fall in love with the Blackwells. Okay, so I'm super duper excited about that, guys. That's our time. It goes by so fast. Nicki Night, Tiffany, thank you so much for hanging out with us today to spill a little bit of tea about Work, Love, Balance as well. Tiffany, we're going to start with you. Can you please tell our friends how can they stay connected with coming up? Oh, you.
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Tiff's Happy Place. You can reach me at Tiff's Happy Place 01@gmail.com. What's coming up next? I don't know. But I'll post whenever I figure it out. Actually, no, I take that away. In April, we are celebrating Natasha Frazier's book in April. Right, Angela?
Yes. I love that. Nicki Night, thank you so much, first of all, for accepting the invitation and coming to hang out with us for tea time. You already know that the doors are open here at the cafe. We would love to have you come back again as well. Can you let the people know how they can stay connected with you, how they can purchase these amazing books, and what you got going on next?
Absolutely. So I am all over social media. Nicki Night is Instagram at I am Nicki Night, on Facebook at Nicki Night, author Nicki Night. I've also email list to join me. I don't spam people. I send stuff when I got something to say. So
and she's very true to that.
Right. I say something when I got something to say.
Yes.
My newest book, I'm going to go on a little bit of a hiatus to get the next book finished because it's due in June. So I'll keep you posted on what's coming down with that.
Okay.
And it's getting to be spring, and that what I love meeting with book clubs in person, everything else or whatever. So if you got a book club and y'all want to get together, call a sister, reach out. I will be happy to be able to join virtually and in person. I still feel like we haven't gotten back to our consistent getting together all the time, after the pandemic. So I'm looking forward to coming out. I know there's a Maniac event coming up soon. And so I'm looking forward to getting back out on the scene and getting with my fellow readers and enjoying this. Like, I don't enjoy this just because I'm an author, but I'm a reader. I was a reader first. So I just love this whole thing. So join me on social media. I'd love to see y'all, and let's talk about books.
I love that. And of course, guys, I am Angela Anderson. And again, thank you so much for joining us and hanging out with us for tea time as well. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Angela Anderson's YouTube channel. Follow me here on Facebook, Angela Anderson Presents. I'm also on IG as Angela Anderson Presents. I do a little TikToking as well. So then follow me in any of those places. Of course, I have to shout out, follow me on Friday, me and the Fun Friday crew, author Vanessa Riley and Pat Simmons. And guys, it is unscripted, just a whole lot of fun. Okay, we talk about a lot of good stuff there. So that's our show for today, guys. It has been amazing hanging out with author Nicki Night, Tiffany Jones of Tiff's Happy Place, talking about Work, Love, Balance. Guys, go get you a copy. It's available where books are sold. You can get it from Amazon as well. It is an ebook as well as print copy, as well as the other two books that are in this series as well. If you can't just put the Blackwells of New York or put in Nicki Night, okay, her books will come up. Or go to her website as well. As we always say, guys, have an amazing day, because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.